I think Microsoft just made a pretty big mistake and somewhat rendered their Elite Controller Series 2 somewhat obsolete so quickly into its development cycle. And it's frustrating because I think Microsoft has done a phenomenal job when it comes to future-proofing their concept and their platform. You look at their backward compatibility, being able to take old Xbox, OG Xbox games, your Xbox 360 games, and play those in better fidelity and better frame rates on your Xbox One. Then you look at all the hardware. Phil Spencer has said many times that everything that you have currently for your Xbox One will work with the Xbox Series X. And Game Pass and Gold, and the list goes on of services and hardware that just keep on moving through. And that's, as a consumer, that's what you want to hear. You want to have your technology future-proofed. However, a little bit of a weird thing going on here. I'm not sure why Microsoft took this route, but you guys know I've done many videos on the Elite Controller Series 2 and my thoughts on it and a lot of the forward-thinking technology, except for this share button. So if you take a look here at this picture, you'll notice that there's a new button here now in the center. Now, this was a screenshot from the reveal at the Game Awards of the new console. There's the new console in the background. Let's focus on the controller for a minute. You'll notice the D-pad is slightly different. I'm not beating that up too much because the Elite controller, which I have my boring old Gen 1 over here, does have the removable D-pad, so you can change this. You can change this to the standard plus sign. There's more of a hexagon one that I have, and I like that. So if the fact that they've decided to change the D-pad on the stock controller, so to speak, doesn't bother me because it's something we can do today. What does bother me is this share button. So this share button, I assume, is going to work very similarly to the share button on the DualShock 4, which allows you to, at a button press, take a screenshot or begin recording a video of your gameplay. Why is this missing on the Elite Controller 2? You can't tell me that the Xbox Series X hasn't been in development for years and years. Why is this functionality just coming out now? Why isn't it software that is built into the Xbox? Now, to take a step back on your Xbox, whether you have the Xbox, the Xbox One S, the X, the operating system is identical. And how that works with recording is you have to press the menu button that brings up yours, like kind of your dashboard. Then you can quickly press X or Y for a screenshot or a 30-second video. And there's some options in there of how long the video is, and is it 30 seconds from this point forward, or or not 30 seconds from this point forward? Is it from the past? You also, if you have the integration with Alexa, or you still have a Kinect floating around, you can just yell out loud, and the console will go ahead and pick up on that as well. And that is where the distinction really starts to come into play here, because this button right now seems to replace that voice functionality feature that we already have. If you want to record a screenshot, when you hit your menu button on your controller, the game 9 times out of 10 will instantly pause, because it goes to like a pausing screen, or it assumes you're breaking out of the action. So if you're trying to take a screenshot of something, more often than not, it's very difficult to do, because if the game goes into a pause state, it's not the screenshot you were looking at before. And that's what made the Kinect work so well, and with the integration now with Alexa so well, because you could just yell it out and it just records. It just takes a screenshot. It doesn't open up the menu command. It just takes a picture right there. And similarly with the DualShock 4, you press the button and it just takes a picture. The game doesn't pause. It's just an overlay on top of the current screen you are seeing. So the current system that Xbox has in place today sucks. I've not been a fan of it. I don't use it very often for that reason. I think you're better off to just stream everything on Mixer and then go back and download the Mixer file, the movie file, and edit and pull the things that you want. I don't think the current system works well. Clearly, Microsoft has thought about this, being forward thinking with this button, yet they didn't include it in their very expensive Elite controller. I think that's a major misstep on their part. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world, doesn't mean it's doom and gloom, but I haven't seen many people talk about it, and I wanted to throw this out there for you guys to consider. I suspect we will see an upgraded Elite controller, probably closer to the launch of the Xbox Series X, hopefully with Halo Infinite branding. And I bet you're going to see that share button then. So keep that in mind. This is maybe yet another reason on top of the really bad build quality, as I've talked about on my poor controller here, with some of the other horror stories we're already hearing with the Elite Controller Series 2. The fact that it's missing a share button, which is going to be something that seems to fix the current problem that the console is having now, I don't know. I got to admit, my excitement for the Elite controller just continues to go down further and further. But I want to hear from you guys. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this. Was this forward thinking of Microsoft? Why? Where was the disconnect here? Because they're usually pretty good about this stuff, but I think they dropped the ball. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.